The study that we've been doing has been looking at national and city responses to irregular migrants in Europe, and looking in particular to see why is it that cities often respond more inclusively towards them, providing services, sometimes more than national governments want them to. Well, migrants with irregular status so these are people who've perhaps come without permission, or they've stayed in breach of their permission to stay. They are excluded from most of the welfare state, so they can find it very difficult to thrive and to find shelter and to have an income. And the cities are presented with a challenge when that leads to homelessness, or people being short of food, or perhaps being exploited by landlords because of their irregular status. And some of them have very pragmatically started to provide more services towards them. This has gone further in the United States than it has in Europe, and in particular in the United States there are arrangements for irregular or undocumented migrants to be able to report to the police when they're a victim or witness of crime, so that they can get some protection and the police get the information. But that's scarcely happening here in Europe. Well, the windrush crisis has actually exposed the lengths to which the British government was willing to go in order to increase the number of people that they were deporting. They wanted to demonstrate to the public how effective they were being in removing people who weren't entitled to be there. But with the windrush generation, they were entitled to be there. They just didn't always have the paperwork to prove it. And the reaction against what the government has done, I think, must be a lesson to them, in that the public may want immigration to be managed well, but they don't like to see when it impacts on individuals who've been living in the country for a long time and certainly have a right to be there. Well, migration clearly brings many economic and social and cultural benefits, but it also brings challenges as well, which have to be managed. One of the most difficult to manage is people whose status is irregular, and governments and cities feel a tension between managing that irregularity and including people so that they're not living on the margins of society.